What if I told you that every single dollar sitting in your bank account right now is not fully yours? Your bank can freeze it. Your government can print more of it. Fees eat it. And some guy in a suit halfway across the world decides when you can and can't access it. So what if there was a completely different system? One that nobody owns, nobody controls, and nobody can shut down. That system exists, and it's called cryptocurrency. I'm Chris, and by the end of this video, you're going to understand exactly how it works, why millions of people are betting their future on it, and why some people think it's the biggest scam ever invented. Let's get into it. The problem with regular money. Let's start with regular money. Cash, the stuff in your wallet. Right now, if you want to send money to a friend in another country, here's what actually happens behind the scenes. Your bank talks to another bank. That bank talks to a clearinghouse. There are middlemen, processing fees, currency conversion costs, and it can take anywhere from 1 to 5 business days. For your money, moving to someone you chose. And while that's happening, your bank is charging you a fee for the privilege. It gets worse. Central banks, basically the government's financial arm, can decide to print more money whenever they feel like it. More money in circulation means each dollar you hold becomes worth slightly less. That's called inflation, and it slowly drains the value of your savings without you doing a single thing wrong. There's also the unbanked problem. About 1.4 billion adults around the world have no access to a traditional bank account. None, no savings, no transfers, no financial safety net, just because they were born in the wrong place or don't have the right documents. This is the problem crypto was designed to solve. What is cryptocurrency? So here's where Chris comes in with the simple version. Cryptocurrency is digital money. But not digital money like your card balance that's just regular dollars stored digitally. Crypto is a completely different type of currency that doesn't belong to any bank, government, or company. Nobody controls it. Everybody can use it. The first and most famous cryptocurrency is Bitcoin. It was created in 2009 by someone or a group of people using the name Satoshi Nakamoto. To this day, nobody knows who that actually is. The identity remains one of the greatest mysteries in modern finance. But here's what we do know. Bitcoin introduced an idea that changed everything: peer-to-peer electronic cash, sending value directly from one person to another. No middleman, no bank, no borders, no business hours. How does it actually work now? Here's where it gets genuinely fascinating. Every cryptocurrency transaction needs to be recorded somewhere. With a regular bank, that record lives in the bank's private database. They control it. You just trust them. With crypto, the record lives in something called a blockchain. When Chris sends 1 Bitcoin to his friend, that transaction gets broadcast to the entire network. Thousands of computers check it. Is Chris trying to spend money he doesn't have? Is this a fake transaction? If everything checks out, that transaction gets grouped together with other recent transactions into something called a block. That block then gets permanently added to the chain of every previous block, hence the name blockchain. Here's why this is basically unhackable. Every block contains a unique digital fingerprint of itself and the block before it. If you tried to go back and alter an old transaction, you'd have to change that block's fingerprint, which would break the next block, which would break the one after that all the way up to today. You'd need to redo all that work faster than the entire rest of the network combined. It's mathematically absurd. Crypto mining, but who actually does the work of adding transactions to the blockchain? Meet the miners. Crypto miners are people, or more accurately, extremely powerful computers that compete to process and verify transactions. They collect recent transactions, bundle them into a block, and then race to solve an incredibly complex mathematical puzzle. This puzzle has no shortcut. The only way to solve it is to try billions of random answers per second until one works. This process is called proof of work. The first miner to crack the code gets to add the block to the blockchain, and as a reward, they receive newly created cryptocurrency. That's literally where new Bitcoin comes from. It's earned, not printed. By the way, if you're finding this useful, smash that like button right now. It literally takes 1 second, and it helps more people find this video. Keep watching, because we're about to get to the part where people either get very rich or lose everything. Investing in crypto. Most people first encounter crypto not as a currency, but as an investment. And here's the honest truth about that: it is one of the most volatile asset classes in the history of human finance. If the stock market is a commercial flight with some turbulence, crypto is a fighter jet with no autopilot and a blindfolded pilot. The price can double in a week. It can crash 50% in a day. Both of these things have actually happened. Some people invest in crypto with a long-term mindset, buying and holding regardless of short-term swings, sometimes for years. This strategy even has a name in the crypto world: hodling. It comes from a famously misspelled forum post from 2013 that became legendary. "I am hodling," and it stuck. The reasoning behind hodling is simple. Some cryptocurrencies have a hard cap on supply. Bitcoin, for example, will only ever have 21 million coins in existence. Unlike regular currency, nobody can just print more of it. If demand grows and supply stays fixed, basic economics says the price goes up. The risks and dark side. But let's be real with each other for a minute. Crypto has a darker side, and anyone trying to sell you on it without mentioning this part is not your friend. Scams are rampant. The most common one follows a predictable pattern. Someone with a large platform promotes a new cryptocurrency. Millions of people pile in excited about quick gains. The price skyrockets. And then, the promoters quietly sell their enormous holdings at the top. The price collapses. Regular investors are left holding coins worth next to nothing. This is called a pump and dump scheme. It has destroyed real people's savings. Some cryptocurrencies have unlimited or poorly managed supply, which can lead to steady loss of value over time. And many new coins launched every single day have no real technology, no use case, and no future. They exist purely to separate excited investors from their cash. The future. So where does this all go? Honestly, nobody knows for certain, and anyone who tells you they do is either lying or selling something. What we do know is that blockchain technology, the foundation underneath cryptocurrency, is being adopted by banks, governments, and major corporations around the world. The underlying concept of a transparent, tamper-proof, decentralized record is genuinely revolutionary. What Chris believes? The conversation is worth having, and you now are equipped to have it. If this video helped you understand crypto for the first time, subscribe right now, because this is the kind of content I make every single week. And drop a comment below. Are you bullish on crypto, or do you think the whole thing is overrated? I read every reply. See you in the next one.